Spurs rookie sensation Victor Wembanyama is a highlight machine. He is the talk of the NBA for all the incredible plays he can do on the court. And tonight, the Miami Heat got to see Wemby up close and personal for the first time this season. For more on that and what's on instant replay, the long-lost Larry Ramirez returns.
I am back. So Wemby had a double-double tonight with points and rebounds, and he was trying to help the Spurs snap a 4-game losing streak. Entering tonight, the Spurs were 0 for 3, though, against Eastern Conference teams this season, and they were hoping to change that. The Bank Center coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
Defensively, Victor. Dermott, Chetty, Osman for three. And Osman's second three, he's got a half dozen. Kevin Love.
At times, the Spurs Heat game felt like a three-point shooting contest, with both sides combining for 75 threes. San Antonio led by 19 points in the second quarter, but they cannot hold on as the Heat come back to win the one and only regular season game in the Alamo City this season.
Final seconds of the half, 3rd and 9. Prescott flushed out of the pack. Looking to run. Dak Prescott is in. Touchdown.
Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys started off slowly against the New York Giants, but once they got going, the Giants had no chance. Dak passed for more than 400 yards, and the boys' defense totally dominated Giants QB Tommy DeVito.
Fairbairn is out, the regular kicker, so they sign Matt Amendola off the practice squad for the lead, and it is good!
No one was happier than Houston Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud and kicker Matt Amendola nailed the game-winning field goal in Cincinnati today. Stroud threw a late pick six that allowed the Big Cats to claw back, but the former XFL kicker saved the day for the Texans. Plus, we've got UTSA football. Texas Longhorns lose a key player, and Jimbo is out in Aggie land. Do you agree this was the right time to fire him? That's our web poll question tonight on Instant Replay. Plus, we have Mary Rominger live from AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
I imagine Jimbo's kind of like Scrooge McDuck, and he's just swimming in his money somewhere.
Totally swimming.
Reunited, and it feels so good, Larry.
Yeah, I missed you all.
You're not here.
Yeah, missed every single one of you guys.
We'll miss you if you don't come back and see us.
Missed you too, Larry.
Thank you.
2 deadly encounters, 3 people dead. SAPD says both incidents involve violence erupting in intimate relationships.
Yeah, domestic violence in San Antonio continues to be a major issue. Just about a week ago, police arrived at an apartment on Woodstone Drive to find a woman and man dead, both with gunshot wounds. The man still had a gun in his hand.
The other deadly incident happening the next day on Excellence Drive. Police tell us a woman called 911 saying her ex-boyfriend shot her current boyfriend. After spotting the officers and chasing him down, they were able to take that ex-boyfriend into custody. That victim, however, did die.
Stories like those are what a multi-agency effort is trying to prevent. Something called the Domestic Violence Navigation Line was established for Bexar County deputies back in 2021.
It is a phone line that showed so much success, the county just provided another $296,000 in funding. That's on top of University Health's $500,000. I got a rare look inside that command center where these assessments begin. It's part of my series, Loving in Fear.
Hey, officer. Yes, sir. I can go ahead and assist you with that.
It starts with a call from a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy at a domestic violence scene.
Once everything is calmed down, then they will go ahead and make the call to MedCom.
We went behind the scenes of the Southwest Texas Regional Advisory Council's command center, where the MedCom professionals talk directly with victims.
Yes, if you could just hand over the phone.
Bexar County Sheriff's Office Chief Nancy Sanford explains the 11 specific questions deliver a score. Anything over a 7 is deemed high risk.
Once they finish their assessment, they give that information to the deputy, which then offers victims resources. Those resources start with Metro Health.
A 7 or higher means that we are reaching out to that person inside of an hour, and we will repeatedly try to reach them. They are at risk not only for experiencing domestic violence, but for death.
Violence Prevention Manager Erica Heller-Stevenson says they get an average of 120 calls a month, and 25% are high risk. So the first priorities are always the basics, like a place to stay.
Like food and being able to communicate with family members. We move into case management.
Those become long-term case managers, and for any services Metro Health doesn't provide, agencies like the Center for Healthcare Services step in.
Just helping them, locate housing, potentially look for jobs while receiving the mental health care they need is really important.
Crisis Response Director Amy Hicks says the point is to make a victim realize they can become a survivor.
All All right, and what is a good safe phone number for her?
The victim knows somebody cares. Somebody's looking out for them. We're going to keep them alive.
Courtney Friedman, KSAT12 News.
And as we always mention, if you or someone you know is in a dangerous relationship, we have created a long list of resources for you. One of those is the Family Violence Prevention Services, which runs the shelter locally. You can call 210-799-7233. For other contacts, just head to ksat.com/domestic violence.
News around America now. Former President Donald Trump is already laying out a set of policy goals if he makes it back to the White House next year. Priorities on Trump's agenda include a mass deportation operation, a new Muslim travel ban, and a tariff on all imported goods, just for starters. Some of those ideas would likely end up in court or be impeded by Congress. Trump's campaign team and other Trump-aligned groups are still in the process of fine-tuning the details of some of those policies.
A Los Angeles man facing charges after he was arrested in connection with the discovery of a woman's dismembered body and the disappearance of his wife and her parents. Samuel Haskell is in jail right now on suspicion of murder as investigators work to identify who the torso belongs to. The suspect's 3 children are being cared for by relatives, and Haskell is set to appear in a Southern California court tomorrow.
3 people are dead and more than a dozen injured after a massive house fire this morning in Brooklyn, New York. Crews said all 3 floors of the building were on fire by the time they got there. A firefighter also hurt and was taken to a nearby hospital with serious injuries. Nearly 140 first responders were called to that scene this morning, and it took 2 hours to bring that fire under control. The New York Fire Department still investigating what sparked it.
As people in Maui continue to rebuild after the devastating wildfires over the summer, a new fire is burning on Oahu and leveling an irreplaceable rainforest. No one has been hurt and no homes have been damaged, but the fire has wiped out parts of that rainforest that is home to almost 24 species that are either endangered or bordering that classification. Severe drought brought on by climate change is fueling these kinds of fires all over the Hawaiian Islands.
Turning to health news now, cases of RSV are on the rise in parts of the country. According to the CDC, RSV is a common respiratory virus that causes mild cold-like symptoms for most, but it does kill hundreds of children each year and hospitalizes thousands.
But a new vaccine was recommended back in August and is now being touted a game changer, showing promise to turn the tide in RSV hospitalizations. But pediatricians are expressing concerns over a shortage of that shot.
Here's ABC's Rena Roy with when new supplies of that vaccine will be restocked.
Health experts say that respiratory illnesses such as RSV have already taken hold in southern states and will likely spread north. In Texas, health officials say cases of RSV are overwhelming emergency rooms.
When we arrived at the Texas Children's emergency room, it was overflowing.
In Fort Worth, Texas, officials at Cook Children's Medical Center say they treated 240 RSV cases over the last week alone.
That's a patient checking in about every 3 minutes.
Tiffany and Trice Adams had their preemies diagnosed with RSV a week apart and had to have them treated at different hospitals at first because of capacity issues.
I felt helpless the whole time. We were just kind of at the mercy of the hospitals. And, we were an hour apart.
As RSV season starts, there are 2 new tools to protect babies from RSV. One new shot, Nirsevimab, meant to protect babies against RSV, was approved earlier this year, but supply has been limited. The CDC released a health alert in October with new recommendations to ensure the most vulnerable children would be prioritized.
This is concerning because while we're seeing the rise in RSV, we're limiting the ability for those kids that are vulnerable to RSV to get the protection they need.
Those concerns heightened as doctors say the so-called triple-demic season of RSV, COVID-19, and the flu is fast approaching. The drug's manufacturer tells ABC News the supply constraints were due to an unprecedented demand that outstripped their estimates. A federal health official also says progress is being made and that tens of thousands of doses of the shot could be available as early as next week to help alleviate shortages. There's also a new maternal RSV vaccine given later in pregnancy that can protect babies at birth from RSV, and that supply is not limited. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Switching gears and heading outside with live cam tonight. Temperatures hovering still in the upper 50s here in the Alamo City. So earlier we were talking about tomorrow. We're not really expecting temperatures to have a whole lot of range. We're going to start off in the mid 50s and daytime highs look to struggle to break out of the upper 50s because of the rain cooled air and the added cloud cover. And a prime example of that has been today. We had a low of 57, but just a high of 59 because those temperatures really have not been able to move. Most of us were in the 50s and low 60s. It was 61 in New Braunfels as well as Hondo, 63 over in Cotulla, some 50s though up into the hill country as well. Again, upper 50s expected tomorrow with that widespread chance for rain, especially in the morning, but after we start to see some sunshine return as early as Tuesday and a drier weather pattern takes over, we are climbing back into the 70s, a little bit more seasonable for this time of year. So once again, we'll get you the latest look at the radar, plus talk the drought monitor and some yearly rainfall stats so far for 2023. We'll have all that coming up.
As the city expands, keeping our city streets clear of trash is an ongoing challenge. San Antonio's Solid Waste Management Department hit a milestone with one of its apprentice programs. And as the night team's Avery Everett shows us, a push for more people to get commercial driver's licenses could help keep the city clean.
A hands-on skill that to some may seem complicated.
You can whip it just like you drive a regular car.
But for 20-year-old Taylor Lang, driving a trash collection truck like this one for the city of San Antonio feels like second nature.
When you get in the groove of things and you're just picking them up and down and doing it maybe 1,200 times in a day.
Lang is among more than 100 people who have completed the city's commercial driver's license apprenticeship program.
Yes.
A graduate, now turned employee. Lang drives a side load truck 4 days a week to help with city trash collection.
Yes, one exactly like this.
A program in place for 5 years, now hitting a new milestone with the ultimate goal of supplying the city's staffing.
It's easier for us to fill in those vacancies and bring in a new generation of drivers for the solid waste department.
It's run by 2 San Antonio city departments, Human Resources and Solid Waste Management, helping with workforce numbers and helping to ease the burden of trash collection too.
Trash collection across the city is a tall ask. There are multiple locations for bulky item pickups like this one here on Frio City Road, but there are multiple other locations where people are dumping trash illegally. To help with this, in the new budget, the city allocated $500,000 to help with equipment costs, but they still need the staffing at the department to get the job done.
We have to keep up with the growth throughout the city.
To operate certain vehicles with the city, like those trash trucks, drivers need a commercial license. Of the 102 people who have completed this program, 76 have been hired by Solid Waste. A milestone met, but more work still to be done.
San Antonio is growing, and it's not going to stop.
With 5 months under her belt,
I hear thank you all the time.
Lang says she's not looking back, unless, of course, it's in the rear view mirror. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
The city is currently hiring for the CDL driver apprenticeship program. Pay starts at $18 an hour if you'd like to apply. We have added a link to the application in this story over at KSAT.com. We'll be right back.
We've really gone through it. So the extreme heat and drought, we've got some rain, fake fall, like I like to call it.
We had fake winter.
We had fake winter. We're kind of rounding it back out, I feel like.
Yep, we're definitely getting some much needed rain. It is such a welcome sight to see on the radar, and that is likely going to impact parts of the Monday morning commute first thing tomorrow. So let's get you a look at those weather headlines yet again. What we're going to be monitoring as we look ahead to the upcoming work week. So overnight tonight and at least through tomorrow morning, likely lingering into the early afternoon, widespread light to moderate rain is expected. The added cloud cover as well as the rain-cooled air holding temperatures to the 50s tomorrow. So plan for some soggy spots out there first thing tomorrow morning. Give yourself a little bit of extra time. Take the umbrella as well as the jacket. We'll start to see those rain chances taper off tomorrow evening, Monday night. Then partial sunshine already returns on Tuesday. A drier weather pattern takes over throughout the second half of the work week. Temperatures will warm closer to where we should be for this time of year, with high temperatures climbing into the 70s by Wednesday. All right, here's the latest latest on the rain, tracking just pockets of light to moderate rain falling out of the sky here in Bexar County. Really seeing that, especially southern Bexar County, south of Loop 410 near Losoya. That continues over the 181 corridor near Elmendorf, Calaveras Lake, East Central High School, Lavernia, Sutherland Springs, seeing some of that light rain as well. The latest on the moderate rain that we were tracking earlier, pushing through Gonzales as we speak. That is approaching Shiner out there in western Lavaca County, even closer to Cuero. All of this is generally working farther up to the northeast. Yorktown seeing some moderate rain right now near Runge and near and just south of Kennedy. Out there in Karnes County also cashing in on some moderate rain right now. A little bit drier the farther west that you go, but we do have some light showers falling near Comstock, as well as over there in Kenny County north of Highway 90 and Bracketville. So again, through the overnight hours tonight, we are expecting more pockets of light to moderate rain. And then for the Monday morning drive, more of the same. We could see a little bit more than what is showing right here on this map by lunchtime. Still keep the rain gear with you. Some additional rain possible near Pleasanton, Uvalde, stretching over to Eagle Pass. And then as we head into the late afternoon time frame into the early evening, those rain chances will start to come down and we will dry things out, especially by Tuesday morning. Most of whatever was left out there on the radar does look to fizzle out. So that's what we'll be monitoring again, about a 90% potential overnight, 80% first thing tomorrow before we start to see those calm down there as well. All right, taking a look at rainfall stats so far for the month. So again, we're expecting totals up to about an inch, I'd say, here closer to the Alamo City. Since November 1st, over half of an inch has fallen officially over at SA International. That's not including the rain that we've seen today. We still are below average from where we climatologically should be all the way up until November 12th. Since January 1st, over 18 inches of rain. That's 11 inches below where we should be. So definitely we'll take anything that we can get. It's not going to be drought busting, but drought denting is expected. Again, you can see this is the latest drought monitor that we had released. Still have some pockets of exceptional to extreme drought in Bexar County. So whatever we do find over the next 24 hours, definitely going to help out with that. Then we dry things out throughout the remainder of the work week. More sunshine returns and temperatures start to warm, guys.
All right, thank you, Mia. We're going to take a quick look at something here. We've been watching throughout the evening, but we just kind of figured out what it is. What you're seeing there is an accident. We believe this is a semi-tractor trailer that's overturned at 410 and Loop 13, which is actually WW White Road, so over on the east side. Looks like they got a tow truck coming over there to upright the sideways truck. Not too sure if it's causing a lot of traffic issues over there. It was earlier, but it looks like they're on the way to getting that thing cleaned up here tonight.
Good thing. Well, a new Marvel movie in theaters usually meant a sure #1 debut. Is that still the case? The early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters next on the Nightbeat.
It wasn't.
Damn.
You talk too much.
Killers of the Flower Moon fell to 5th place with $4.7 million, nearing the $60 million mark in domestic box office. Priscilla stayed in 4th place, picking up $4.8 million. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, made $5.9 million for 3rd place and a domestic total of $172.5 million. Five Nights at Freddy's is at $127 million domestic after a 2nd place weekend worth $9 million.
Annihilation! I don't like that name.
The Marvels had a less than marvelous debut. The superhero flick with the $220 million budget debuted with just $47 million, the lowest opening weekend in the 15-year history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Bob Auger, line 1 from MC. The Jimbo Fisher era in College Station is over with because the Aggies let him go today after nearly 6 seasons at the helm. And Jimbo is getting a record payout.
Record payout.
Golden parachute.
Plus, UTSA football is red hot. Now, the Roadrunners are preparing for their regular season home finale. For a preview of what's on Instant Replay, here's Larry Ramirez back with us.
Hello, guys. So
Hi.
UTSA has won 6 straight,
Wow.
improving to 7-3. So they are red hot indeed. UTSA beat Rice yesterday, 34-14, pushing their conference winning streak to 16 straight. Coming up tonight on Instant Replay.
Harris is playing his last game here Friday.
unless something crazy happens. And I really hope everybody shows up to watch that. And we got a bunch of other seniors too, but just that kid, his competitive spirit's unlike many I've ever coached in my career.
UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor can't help but get bummed out knowing this Friday QB Frank Harris will play his last regular season home game at the Alamo Dome. Frank's stellar college career is winding down.
Our offense, the talk was that we got to come out fast, and we can't wait for anything to happen. We got to make it happen ourselves. So our offense, we did our job. We came out fast, executed, and defense did their job too. As you can see, they put a donut on the board, and that's great for us, and we're looking forward to next week.
Veterans Memorial running back and Ohio State commit James Peoples had a monster game to help his Patriots knock off Burbank in the first round of the high school football playoffs. And because of that, the Pats are back in a brand new edition of 12's Top 12. Plus, we'll have the best of BGC from Week 12. We're also talking the Texans, Cowboys, Longhorns running back Jonathan Brooks, and Jimbo Fisher is out in Aggie land, but he's laughing all the way to the bank. That and much more tonight on Instant Replay.
Story about a future Buckeye. I like it. You've got my interest. Thanks, Larry.
Okay, you're going to watch.
At least one person's interest. We'll be right back.